Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Mimi, aka the Piscean Seer, and this is one of your daily collective messages. Like, and subscribe if you get anything out of this. Thank you so very much to those of you who do like, subscribe, and comment. Okay, it is always and forever going to be loved and appreciated. God, archangels, ancestors, ascended masters, cosmic guides, all beings of the highest and the purest white light with the best interest of me and the collective at heart. You are always and forever welcome into my readings. Okay, please give my wonderful, fabulous, and amazing Piscean Seer family the best and most accurate information for them at this time. This is a Ascended Master Malchezidek reading. I don't have any notes. I literally wrote no notes. So he doesn't really want to use notes at all, okay? And before I push record, I was singing, I need a woo, like sa, and then it goes sa, and then the cards that we ended up with at the bottom of the deck after I shuffled is enter your chill zone, and under that it says balance your whole being, like maintaining your woosah, baby. That is where it's at, like after a certain point in your journey, you're able to not only have that 0 point energy with you when you enter into that deep state of meditation, but to constantly be in a zero state of mind, like nothing on your mind. It's gorgeous having nothing on your mind, and until that something comes up, or until you run into a situation, or maybe you're doing a project or whatever, and then the things that you need are called to your mind, but you should be able to get to a point where your mind is clear all the time, and you're just always in a chill vibe. And that is the real protection power that you really provide for yourself, that calm, that chill, that 0 point energy all day long. That's where you want to be at, and I think this is what he's even asking you to focus on, not focusing on the jealous energies or the people who are still walking a very karmic path on the outside of you, because of course staying focused on them is more of a emotional type of reaction, and it's like, I'm getting that energy of just like, I don't get it, I just don't understand. Like, and I get there sometimes, when I'm in my feelings and I just don't get it. Like, I just don't understand, like, what are they getting out of being negative Nancy's all the time? Like, that can't feel good. But he's saying, like, just focus on the things that you're passionate about and the things that make you happy, like, try not to focus so much on other people's emotions and what they're going through and on the projections that they're constantly, like, spewing out into the world. Okay. So yeah, because this is going to put you in a much luckier place. But you're already in a very lucky place. I'm hearing, no, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Yes, clap for the heavyweight champ, me, with the battle. Okay. So I feel like you could have gone through lots of spiritual battles in the past, for sure. I mean, which one of us in this family hasn't, right? But Malchezidek is saying that time is really over for you, and in this beautiful new moon energy, it's time to focus on the very new things, new relationships, new happenings, new ideas, and all of the beautiful, fresh, new opportunities that are coming into you. Okay. We got preparation, baby, because you've been getting prepared. We got play. Okay. So he's talking about playing in order to prepare for the new that's coming in. Playing is amazing, right? Do something to appease your inner child. Eat the candy you used to love to eat when you were younger or whatever, like, go skip around outside. Like, if you don't do something, I'm really hearing, if you don't go do something immature, okay, like, go do something silly, okay, do something fun in order to prepare yourself for these new silly fun times that are rolling into your life at this time. I feel like you spent a big chunk of your life being in survival mode, and that time is over. Now you have built this beautiful bond, this higher heart activation type of energy I'm getting from that card. You've had this higher heart activation, and you have really truly bonded with God, bonded with the divine. So don't be afraid to play and be free, and let that beautiful bond that you have with God shine outside of you, and show everybody this is what it looks like, when you're loving God right. And this is really a contagious type of energy, and people get very curious about you and what are you doing and why do you look so good and why do you smell so good and what do you even do all day? Because it seems like you're just very free, but you have everything that you need, like that's how how you really spark, like you spark curiosity in a lot of people. They really want to know, like, how did you even begin to prepare to step into the light that you're standing in right now, and I think that you could even be someone who's meant to prepare others to step into the energy that you're currently stepping into. Okay, so it says here in Seattle, in the Seattle area. So you could definitely be from the Seattle area, or you could really like that area. I always wanted to visit Seattle because I love the rain, and I just wouldn't mind. Like I wouldn't mind living in Seattle at all. And I hear they have great coffee. Okay, so it says here in the Seattle area, we have lots of fairies, and these smart birds have mastered the fairy schedule. The crows know when the boat will return and on which side of the road the cars will disembark. While the ferry is crossing the sound, while the ferry is crossing the sound, the birds harvest the clams from the nearby beach. They bring the clams over to the ferry landing and strategically place the clams just right so when the cars leave the boat, they run over the shells. Ooh, that's smart. Okay, so you're a genius. It says breaking them apart and leaving fresh clam meat for the picking. Preparation speaks to getting ready for something you know is on the horizon and planning for it accordingly. It's about getting all your ducks in a row, or in this case, all of your clams. Okay, it says so that you achieve the most beneficial outcome, and then the protection is on the next page, which is the first card that I showed you. So I'm going to read it. Okay, it says crows are fiercely protective of things they cherish. When I created this card, what I wanted to feel at that moment was protected. With everything going on in the world, knowing that there is something greater out there watching over us creates space for peace. It is when we feel at ease that we can create, that we can grow. Hold this card when you need to feel at one with your higher self and divine spirit, or just hold the thought of that protection. Hold that feeling of being protected and really connect with the divine and with your higher self to call in that feeling of protection, because though you're protected, I know that you don't always necessarily feel it in every moment. The spirit's always there. God has never forsaken you, and he will never, baby. It says use this card as a sign to move forward, knowing that you are protected. Lean into its energy during times of stress or when you're feeling vulnerable. Doing so will allow you to shift your focus away from fear and restriction to feeling confident to take action, So you've been being prepared, having your confidence boosted, having your emotions fortified, having your passions laid out very clearly for you in order for you to go on into this next beautiful step that you already have been expecting. Okay, you know that it's coming in, and Malchezidek is saying in order to land that, in order to ground that, you need to start having fun, baby. And I love how this has just been the message. This has been the message for a couple of days now, from the different angels, because I've been doing mostly angel readings, where they're saying, have fun, okay, go play, enjoy yourself, because now is really that time. This crystal is really catching my attention. It's the emerald, okay? It's gorgeous, is it not? Okay, this is your energy, okay? You out here serving emerald. It says one of the four precious gemstones, emerald radiates with a wet, lush, verdant energy. Historically, emerald is associated with love, beauty, and sex. Okay, so if you are into any of that, you might want to associate yourself with this saturated green gemstone, and that green energy, more of that heart bond that you have with the divine that you have already been able to establish. It says who needs it. Aestheticists, bohemians, Epicureans, and transcendentalists. Okay, it says where to put it, on a chain over your heart or on a ring at the base of your left thumb or perched atop the Venus Mount. Okay. It says when to use it: when you've temporarily lost the courage to love and be loved, when you're in need of a total refresh, open your heart to the limitless possibility with emeralds, point your heart toward grace, you know. So staying in that lovely, graceful, loving energy, okay? Expressing your sexiness, this is going to enhance your vision in a different way, you know. It's talking about taking back your shine, you know, and in that way, like when you do this, you know, then you will get the answers to your biggest questions that you may be having at this time, you know. These are the crystals I was just showing you: quartz, the sunstone, and barite or copper. You could work with any of these crystals, you know, but I think there's this huge perception change because I'm shuffling the deck again, okay? But this honey calcite is catching my attention. I'm not gonna lie, I like the way that he's moving with this, okay? So, because I like things very random, because I think that it improves the reading, if I'm being quite honest, you know. It allows spirit to talk in the way that they talk, okay? But this talks about breaking through your limits, this honey calcite energy, you know, and it's a very sunny energy too, you know. So that solar plexus, like I said, your confidence is really being boosted in a major way right now, you know. It says it's a honey hued mineral, you know, so you could be in a very sweet energy, or you need to just get real sweet with people, you know, be like, you know, yes, sure, you know, anything, you know, like just be very nice, be very sweet, be your beautiful self, you know. It says a honey hued mineral on a mission to turn the bewildered and bumbling into super divine worker bees, you know. And I think that, like, underneath it all, like, this is your mission, and you're aware of it, you know, to bring that beautiful, super driven royal energy out of others, you know, and show them just how amazing they are, just how much they got it, just how easy it is for them to break through their limits, just like you do on a regular basis, you know. But I think that you're kind of unaware of the way that you're constantly breaking through limits. Like, I don't think that you understand how powerful your specific brand of like leadership is. It says, who needs it? Anyone with a job to do, the brilliant but lazy, or any Taurus, you know. And it's funny because it's like you're brilliant and people might even look at you like you're lazy, but with this Taurus type of energy, you know, you really do ground things effortlessly. You really are very connected to the earth. And like I said, you know, you're very lucky. And it's like you attract more things when you are just having fun and playing, you know, than you do when you're super focused and you're, you know, hella goal oriented and so, like, you know, like holding on way tight. I get that feeling like you hold on to things a little bit too tight, you know. But when you are praying or when you are meditating, you know, they always say, you know, open up your hands, you know, or sit, you know, or even if you're going to put your hands in a prayer, you never put them, you're not supposed to really put them like this. They're supposed to be sort of like this, sort of open. So whatever that it is you need to release to spirit can be released, and God can put something new in there, you know. There are even some where you pray like this, you know. So it says, instead of banging your forehead repeatedly on your desk, try a gentle kiss of honey calcite there instead, you know. So instead of in those moments where you get a little frustrated and you get like maybe you could be someone who when your emotions aren't right, when you are like balanced, you have like writer's block, or, you know, like painter's block or something like that. I'm like that, you know. Like usually I have a million different things in my head that I want to paint next, you know. Excuse me. Or I'll change that thing that I want to paint a lot of different times, and it's not until like I take a break or I walk away from that, I'll just put the painting down and not come back to it for weeks sometimes, you know. And I'll come back to it and completely paint over it and paint something beautiful, gorgeous, something that I'm totally in love with, you know. But I just had to take that step back instead of like, you know, obsessing over it, you know, instead of drawing that same circle over and over again, you know, and getting mad because I'm not accomplishing that. It's easier for me to, like, you know, take a break, watch a show, you know, eat some snacks, go, you know, outside or whatever. And that really brings me back into balance, playing. Like if I don't play, if I don't take a break, like I'm so sad, you know. If there's no like music in my life or entertainment or art in any way, you know, I am the saddest thing you ever did see, you know. So just remember that about yourself, like it's important for you to, give your eyes things that are beautiful, let your nose smell things that are beautiful smells or whatever, like indulge the senses is what he's saying, okay? So it says, when the barriers to abundance feel too big, to power through. Okay. So when the barriers to abundance feel too big to power through, when it's time to stop waiting your turn and stop waiting until tomorrow, picture yourself triumphant on the other side of whatever stands in your way and call on honey calcite to kick the door in, break through your limits. And then we got go with your gut at the bottom of the deck, because that's very important also, It's like when you're playing, when you're having fun, when you're out, you're following your gut like it ain't nothing, you're even if you're like faded and you're not even in your right mind, you're following your gut. Like that's when you're doing it the easiest, the clearest that you ever do it. You're just following your gut, you're going with the flow, you're having a good time, But then we think that when we're handling business that it should be something different, and it just really isn't. It should be just as fun, it should be just as free flowing, and it should be just as easy when you're sober as it is when you're like, out of your mind. I feel like he has a lot of stuff to say. What else, my love? Okay, it was this one though, but we'll take both of them. So we got Psychic coming out first again. That came out first. I just did an Ascended Masters, like an overall Ascended Masters reading, and that came out first also, So you're so psychic, and I think that you're always very aware of it. I think that right now you've learned to transmute these different storms that come up, just because you're naturally psychic. I feel like there were a lot of different things that you needed to release, and your guides are very proud of you and the way that you have set your boundaries and the way that the healer is really shining from the outside up. From the inside out of you. They're also very proud of the way that you've been showing gratitude and seeking out that knowledge, baby, and learning as much as you can about your past lives. Ooh, you're doing it. I'm hearing her hair and her nails. She doing it. Okay. Like you doing it. Okay. You're looking good. Okay. What's the relief? So this is why a lot of relief is coming into you at this time. You might not see it. This is something I heard like implementing it a little bit at a time type of shit, So you just need to have a little bit more fun, break up the energies when you feel like they're too heavy. Yeah, we got the divine feminine, like allow the divine feminine to do her job, to be wild and free, unleash the wild part of you, like allow your masculine and feminine energies to work together. Like that's the problem in the past, right? When you're young and you're not thinking like a child of God, you're thinking like, just a child. You're thinking like just a regular child. When you're veiled, you're not focused on holding that balance, so you just fly off the handles when you're young, and you don't really have a stopping point, because it's not the two sides of you, this darkness you're in when you're young is not integrated just yet. So you're still wild, you're still crazy, and you still have the ability to like lose control. I think you could be a little afraid to get back into having fun, back into going out places, back into meeting up with friends and things like that, because you feel like you're going to fall backwards again, like, oh, if I'm around people that are drinking, then I'm going to drink, but it's a lot easier to just say no now. It used to be a little bit hard for me at first to like get myself back into that, but now, baby, I've been prepared. Okay, just like you've been prepared, I've been prepared. I've been given discipline. I've been I've had my intuition boosted, and these are all of the things that have happened for you also. So you have to trust yourself to do the right thing in those types of moments. What else? We got divinity. Exactly. Trust in your divinity and have the courage to go out and do things and mingle with this life, and know that you're not going to lose control or slip back into some old energy, unless you expect that of yourself, unless you're looking at yourself like you can't be trusted. That's the only way. And you psychic as hell, so you can see everything coming, babes. Like there's no need to be afraid or anything like that, And I think that, like, before you're healed, that's a really hard part, when you think you're healed and you think you got it together, and then you go out and you're met with that temptation, and it's like temptation, like, oh shit, I should have stayed at home, but I think that you're not giving yourself enough credit for how far that you've come, like, look at that part of you as the part of you that has died, and know that you have stepped into this beautiful magical energy, and that now your spirit has been cleaned, you have been purified, you have been renewed, and it's safe for you to travel outside of your comfort zone and to try new things and not feel like temptation is going to be able to, like, snare you and get you. Like, it can't get you, baby. Yeah, we got jealousy. You also could be like, this could be something that you're worried about, but I mean, he did show us this at the beginning also, so, and it's so funny because that came out as the last card for the original Ascended Masters reading also, so I think that a lot of people could give you the evil eye, these veiled people, they could hate on you a lot because of, your psychic energy. Like, they feel like you get all of this relief in life, and why are you able to walk around in such divine and courageous energy? Like, who are you? What have you done to deserve this? But their problem is that they just too fucking focused on who you are and not enough on who they are. So please don't let that affect you. Like he said before, focus on your passions, focus on your drive. We're gonna put your passions on your drive right next to the evil eye where they can see it at. Period. Okay. Then we're gonna stay home in ourselves, and we're gonna know that we're always protected, and we're gonna continue to choose our thoughts wisely, because we know that this is how we have been able to make all of this growth. And also, you have a great understanding of divine time and how affluent you actually truly are. Like, you're rich, your worth, your value. So trust in that. So yeah, these people that's jealous, okay, this 10 of Swords people, okay, this 7 of Swords people, that you're getting this justice from, that's, we're gonna put that under the psychic, okay, with this 10 of Potions or this 10 of Cups. Your ancestors are so happy that you've decided to step into these psychic energies, like, the Ascendant Masters are very proud of you for stepping outside of your box and considering that, hey, maybe God is in everything. Maybe I should go out aside of my, closed-minded little world and find out all of the beautiful places where God can be found. And you are getting rewarded for this, like, in an amazing way. Okay, what's relief? Okay, the Empress. You are getting brought this relief because you really do embrace the divine feminine energies about yourself, Like, you've been doing such a great job of taking care of not only yourself, but the people around you, And she's got this camera in her hand, which is giving me, like, I don't know, like, something about capturing, like, beautiful moments. You could be someone who's very sentimental, who really likes to take a lot of pictures and just really indulge in the moments that you have with the people that you love the most. And I just love that. Okay, it makes me feel all soft and mushy inside. 100%, But I think that these people, were trying to keep you in this cage, trying to keep you suspended. And now the more that they try to do this, the more they're being exposed. And this is why, he began by saying, don't worry about the jealous people who are in their emotions. Focus on your passions. What makes you happy? What do you want to accomplish? Hopefully they'll get it together and they'll start to learn. But right now they're still in an energy where they want to stab you in the back and they want to be sneaky. And who got time for that? I don't. I'm sorry. Like, what time was that event? What was they doing down there over there? And let me go find that out, okay, with the Queen of the Queen of Candles. What time was that event? Because I gotta go perform, period. You could be someone who performs or whatever, But I just love how all the feminine energy is showing up, because this is what they're really talking about. We got the Tower and the Four of Pumpkins, or the Four of Pentacles, because that's what's happening to these people who are still veiled to you and the divinity that you really hold and carry. They're running into towers. And also the fact that you release them, and that you're not holding on to them, or the situations you had with them, or the anger that you used to have about them, that is kind of a problem for them. But it's not affecting you or your energy or the way that you're shining. So please don't think that it is, and just know that these steps back that you had to take away from certain people has been very important to your journey, and will continue to be so. These are things you needed to really truly learn how to do. I had a real interesting situation happen yesterday. I had to go to my daughter's graduation, she was graduating from from elementary school to middle school. It was very cute, very nice, and but of course, my younger two kids live with my father, with their father's family, and I don't know, they just really don't like me. But they all have these opinions based off of what they heard from each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of them ever really took the chance to get to know me. If they did, then they would find the things that they like about me, but they're not interested in doing that. And I went into that situation, and I feel like it played out very smoothly. You know what I mean? And I wasn't used to it going like that, when I go around them. Like, it's, and it was there, the little pettiness, the little, they was trying to do little petty stuff, like stand in front of me in pictures and things like that, and Spirit was like, they don't want you here. They feel like you shouldn't be here at all, and I feel like that's your problem. Like, how could you not want me to be spending time with my children, So I feel like I took my divinity into that situation. I feel like I took my emotionally balanced energies into that. I focused on what was important. I loved, seeing my daughter and seeing my son and just having that time with them. I kept the emotional balance in check. And it made things go a lot smoother. We were in and we were out, and there was no arguments. There was no, bumping or smart comments or none of that shit, because I didn't have time for that. I feel like my energy was like, like blocking all of that out also, so there's something there. If you are, having these situations where you're having to go into graduations, and, this is that time of year, there's weddings and there's all of these different things going on where you have to go in there. Don't forget your divinity when you go in there. Know that you have been prepared for every single happening, baby, and that you're psychic as hell. And that you can read the information for what it is. You don't need to hear nobody tell you nothing extra about it. You don't need to address it at all. And you just need to be aware that it's not your problem. Don't forget to take your emotional balance with this Two of Cups going under the divinity and your courageous energy into every situation. And take your smile too. Take your happiness. Take your charm. Because that just blocks every sword from going into your back. That really protects you from the things that you don't see going on behind your back. Just follow your intuition courageously, because it's going under courage. What's courage and the moon? Suspension, okay? And the sun. I can't make that up, okay? So it's like, I don't know, it's almost like maybe people want to expose something about you, that just really isn't there to be exposed, and it's just exposing themselves and how caged they are and how close-minded they really are. But 8 of Potions, okay, because know when to walk away. Just know when to walk away, and just be as honest as you can in all the situations that you're running into right now, and just like it did for me, everything will go very smoothly for you, And that was really important for me, to keep my cool in that situation, because God was opening up a door for me. And if I would have went in there and acted a fool, or if I would have went in there and let my emotions get the better of me and acted in a negative way toward those people, then who knows when I would have got to see my kids again. And it's already been a long time since I seen my kids, So what's psychic? The 10 of Potions and the Justice card. the first quarter moon in Capricorn with unleash your kindest self. Come on. So it's like when you're psychic, when you know that you've attracted all this justice to you, and when you know your ancestors are standing behind you and having your back the entire time, there's no reason for you to not be your kindest self, to not walk around with that beautiful, soft energy, where you're just dripping honey all over these bitches, like drip honey all over them. Get it all over them and keep your heart pointed towards grace because it's contagious. What's relief and the Empress? It says last quarter moon in Scorpio would reveal what needs to be seen, and I think the way that you have put a death to all of the things within you that needed to just go, like this is what has brought in such relief. Like this is what the divine feminine energy within you has done, has healed you in such an amazing way, So just know that like now is the time for fun, excitement, celebration, because you're making big progress. Whether anybody's coming and telling you you're doing it or not, it's like me. I know it's almost like this little inside joke between me and spirit, how much that I have grown, What's divine feminine and queen of candles? Okay, we got the first quarter moon in Scorpio with release your blocks, This is why you're looking so good and so fabulous, and more of this Scorpio energy, big death energy, meaning big new beginnings, baby. big new beginnings coming into you. What's veiled? The Tower and the Four of Pentacles. But I think even more so, it's like this deeper energy of like that's the release. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to have, because he's really using me as an example right now, if you're wondering why I keep talking about myself and my situation, because it's kind of relevant here. Because I used to have like such feelings about those people, like I used to worry about, what my baby dad's mom thought about me and all of these different things, and I used to feel like such a monster in those situations, like I was misreading it, but I was never misreading the energy. I was not wrong about them. But it didn't matter if I was right or if I was wrong. It was all about the way that I was reacting. And I think that you're learning how to, just like me, how to release those negative feelings and just take this inspired action toward the best possible outcome, and not getting so hung up on the little details of everything. We got full moon in Virgo with take inspired action, I think that instead of creating towers for yourself and holding on to people, places, and situations that don't serve you, you decided to release and be more inspired by, the things that used to bother you. And that's why your passion is just going crazy like it is. What's divinity and the Two of Potions? We got new moon in Aquarius with open up to change, You're standing right in this beautiful divine energy where you're like busted wide open to change, like I'm so open to God, to the divine. Like I've gotten my trust in my spirit team to the point where it's like, I won't even I won't even believe other people because spirit said this, you know what I'm saying? What's courage and the moon? It says last quarter moon in Libra, make time for self-love, And I think like making that time for your self-love, putting a lot more like energy and time into yourself takes a lot of courage, because it also comes with this backlash, like you're so selfish and you're so wrong for loving yourself or for growing yourself, growing your energy to this place, it comes with that, like some why are you doing this type shit, like people even be coming at you like God would never want this for you type shit. Like you don't even know what I'm on, you don't even know what I'm into because you don't even fucking know me. So please continue to have the courage to stand up for yourself and to know who you are, and don't let other people tell you who you are or what you should be doing. There's a huge energy of that there, And then we got clear your mind, okay, going under all of the bullshit. And I love that, and it's Gemini, and this is a new moon in Gemini, So He's okay, still using me as an example. So at the end of the day, I released all of that. I released the ways they stabbed me in the back. I released the ways that they were sneaky and underhanded to me. I even released the energy of jealousy that's so thick in the air when I'm around, because I understand where it comes from. And I choose to clear my mind on that and just focus on what I'm passionate about, which is the love of my children, okay? And the love of God. That's all I'm worried about in this life. And it's beautiful to come to that realization. So have that same type of energy about yourself and the things that you're passionate about. Focus on the most positive parts of it and clear your mind of all of the rest of the bullshit, knowing that God is handling it. Yeah, and just be, wide open, be able to take a breather with that knowledge. And that's going to help you so much, with this beautiful preparation that you're going through for the next step. Continue to have your heart in a very positive place, and push through any limits that not only you might create for yourself, but that other people on the outside of you who are still in a veiled place may try to place in your way. That's beautiful. What's the final thought on this? Okay. But you really are in this energy of forgiveness, and you're receiving very powerful transmissions, very beautiful light language types of messages coming into you at this time. So just make sure you're open to the divine and what they're sharing with you. And connecting with the crystalline grids as much as you can. Okay, we got this mothership energy, which is giving me more of that energy of you connecting in, as a guardian of the planet, baby. You're meant to constantly commune and connect with God, constantly to tap in. I connect to the crystalline grids every day, maybe not every single day in life, but as much as I possibly can. I try all sorts of different meditation methods and things like that. And I just really love that. It just really awakens different parts of me. I just keep waiting for me to reach some sort of threshold of where I am or where my energy is, and I just feel like it's going up and up, everything's on the up and up. So don't be afraid to bask in that. It's okay to be in a good mood, even though everybody around you seems to be in a drab, sad type of mood. But I don't know, even I'm not even getting that from the people around me right now. If they are in sad moods, it's really not showing. I'm just trying to focus on, putting as much of my positive energy into everything that I can. So maybe I'm just missing it. I don't know. Spirit definitely brings things to my attention, but they just really don't want me focusing on that. And I think that is the main message here. Yes, things are going on. People are still veiled or whatever, but you're expecting amazing, beautiful miracles that you earned. And in order to prepare for them to ground that big ass ship of blessings, you're going to need to have a lot of fun, to be carefree, and to keep your mind clear. So it says, in the depths of the earth exists a grand nervous system of crystalline grids that crisscross throughout all the planet to intersect in sacred sites where sensitive souls and ancient ones of the past would gravitate toward to build pyramids and temples of worship. It says, as these grids keep the stability of the earth alive, they also serve as a living library of the earth's songs, wisdom, and her universal cosmic knowledge. Known as song lines by the original people of modern day Australia, these crystalline grids act as fiber optic cables that distribute their sound frequencies of wisdom throughout the entire planet. So when you're connecting to the crystalline grid, you're tapping into this fiber optic, network of sound frequencies from the divine, from the earth. It says, there's sound frequencies of wisdom throughout your entire planet. It says, similar to how your nervous system guides the intelligence of your body, indeed, your planet is alive. And when you reach My bad. When you approach her with an open heart and mind, she shares this information with any open-hearted, sincere seeker. The crystalline grid card arrives when the new Earth codes plan for the future Earth seek to make a connection with yourself. Okay, so the new Earth codes are are being tapped into the ability to plan for the future and to manifest those actual outcomes for Earth. And this is how powerful you are. This is the kind of journey that you have to focus on. This is what you're being prepared for, to usher in this more beautiful, positive, connected future for the Earth, for everybody, okay? And for yourself. It says, make a dedication to connect with the earth and begin a practice to receive and exchange precious information via her codes. When one becomes attuned to the crystalline grids, they begin to open into her songs, visions, and stories that she is seeking to birth throughout all her earth children. These inspirations bring deep satisfaction to one's life and guide the hue on a more purposefully driven path. Awakenings and downloads begin to present themselves here, and one naturally serves the earth with sparks of inspiration and vision. Now is an ideal time to follow your intuition to locations that call your soul, whether far or near. The songs of the earth are magnetizing you to meridian points to serve your future self and all future generations. The earth seeks to provide answers. Okay, you could have been thinking about going hiking. Okay, I just heard something about going hiking. Okay, it says time in nature, inspiration, travel, new ideas, new visions, optimism, service, joy, relocation, real estate, and ceremony, So go to these places you're being called to, go spend that time outside, because he's saying not only are you paving the way, by having more fun and introducing more of a light energy into your life, but you're also being prepared by these energies you're collecting from nature at this time, by these light codes that are coming in from the sun and all these different meditation methods and breathing exercises and all of these different things that you're trying are aiding in the preparation of the next steps of your journey. Okay, so stay focused, my love, but in the funnest possible way. And I will see you later. Have a happy day. Bye.